What's up, everybody? Another episode of The Straight Cut coming to you from West End Cigars inside the Members Lounge. I am Aaron.
This is Mark. Now, we're supposed to introduce ourselves?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm always confused.
I'm Josh.
Yeah.
And this is Kevin.
Hey, Kev.
Something is happening here, and I'm not aware of exactly
confused.
what it
Aaron
is.
gave me advice and then put the fucking red button, and now I'm confused.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I thought you said no profanity. Marcus Langenfeld.
Could you imagine?
I said you couldn't swear. I didn't say I couldn't
no,
swear.
is that how it is?
Could you imagine if you
You
went by
swore
Marcus?
right after that. Oh my god.
Okay, so to get this show started, it has been a clusterfuck of nonsense, as Josh would say.
Nonsense.
So I don't know what we're smoking because you had to run back to your house because you forgot the cigars. I forgot the cigars. I
Right.
forgot my headphones.
You forgot your headphones.
So what are we smoking?
We're smoking the Prototypico 101, I think. I don't know how to actually pronounce this. It's the matte
Prototypo.
Prototypo 101.
Apparently, it's the Prototypo 101 by Matt Booth. It was in the platinum box, and I got excited and ordered a 10-pack, which is the only reason Aaron can smoke it. But it was also in the palladium box and the core box.
So have you smoked this before?
I have.
Okay.
Has Kevin smoked this before?
No, I try to hold off as long as I can.
So this was what we were going to smoke for a May review.
Yes.
May just became a clusterfuck of everything.
Sure.
So this is a review-ish episode / a full episode.
Right. So this will be coming out on like Friday the 11th.
Something like that, yeah. So I'm heading out of town this weekend. I might take the stuff with me to do a show up in KC. I'm not sure yet. I guess we'll find out.
So Josh and I
weeks.
were going to do a secret episode down here, like where we talk.
Honestly, if y'all want to, then
No.
I'll keep the stuff here.
No, you should take it with
Actually, you know
to
what?
Kansas.
We have the small equipment. I guess I could take that.
You should do whatever you want. We're not likely to record an episode.
Yeah, fixing to say. You think Mark and I can come up?
In a grave.
What if I get it just like with Red's crew in the corner and just be like, here you go, just talk.
Yes, we do need to do. You and I need to sit down and plan because you need to be the next leadership guest we have.
Just say when.
I know Kevin has talked to you about a leadership guest that he has in mind, and we need to do that.
Oh, yes.
So,
well, I am like gone for the entire month of July doing
we're gonna
Army
do-
stuff.
we're going to do August is going to be, you're going to get to hear Josh and Aaron and I talk about leadership.
Yeah,
That'll be great because I'll be coming back from a month of wrangling cats. Herding cats, whatever you want to call it.
Think about some specific cat insight.
Okay.
So we're smoking this cigar. It is, it's box pressed. It is, I think we all described it. Go ahead, Kev. I see Kev's got the card. He is king in the land of the blind. The one-eyed man is king.
He's the one that came prepared because nobody
I
else.
could say anything and you guys will believe me now. That's awesome.
No.
Yeah.
So this is a Nicaragua Puro box press, 6x52. The profile said it's a medium smoke. What do you think, guys? Medium so far?
So far, yeah, that's probably about right. Medium plus, maybe.
Underneath says, it is no secret how much we love Room 101 over here at LCC, and we know that it's rubbing off on you all. This is an extra special treat, a pre-release blend that Boofy blessed us with, only available to our loyal subscribers. The goal with this blend is to create something that will rival any heavy hitters on the market while staying in the daily driver price range. This Nicaragua Puro is complex with many nuanced flavors that will take you on a roller coaster ride of enjoyment. Exhibiting the finest characteristics that Nicaragua tobacco has to offer, expect sweet and spicy notes of chocolate, pepper, and coffee. I think they left off a few tasting notes on there, but we'll describe it.
So we want to go around the room with the cold draw. I got funk, and I got funk before Josh yelled out, "Holy shit, is this funky?"
You can't stop the funk.
Kevin's roboting, which is really good on an audio podcast. But I must say that I'm enjoying it.
For the robot or the cigar?
No, the robots.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, definitely funky, definitely barnyard manure,
Right.
like cow patty.
Yeah.
Unless your grandmother is a cow.
Yeah.
This probably isn't grandmother's attic.
No, God. This is, I mean, I wouldn't even put this as the funk or whatever, like old book or grandma or whatever.
This is barnyard.
But this is what, Josh said, is barnyard. It has a little bit of like a liquor sweetness on the cold draw that I got. But for the most part, this is just, it's like old wet hay with like mossy undertones and just like you got some shit on your boot kind of aroma. But it is barnyard for people. She just said ew.
Yeah.
That is that you're right, 100%. That's all it is.
I recall as a child, and I don't know, none of you guys are, you're probably the closest, Mark, but for the rednecks out there, we definitely had cow patty fights. That was the thing. No. Let me explain.
What is that?
There are rules involved.
Sure.
Okay. They got to be drier.
Drier. So like frisbees. You're throwing
Exactly.
frisbees.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like hockey puck sized or frisbee sized cow patties, and you could really get some rotation on one of them bad boys. But that smell is what this reminds me of.
That reminds me of, I never did that, although I'm familiar with the artifact that you're discussing, but we never threw them at each other. We did BB gun fights.
Yep. It's accurate.
Those were awesome.
I mean, that'd be better than literally having shit thrown at you.
No. Not necessarily.
What is a cow patty?
It's cow shit.
Sorry, what is
It's
a
cow shit.
Cow shit, yeah.
Cow shit.
City boys here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So many people out there are going, what the hell are they doing down there in Arkansas?
Oh, no.
So I had to go, I had a guy I worked with at the time. So this was probably 10, 15 years ago. And he went mushroom hunting, but he went hunting for the special mushrooms. They can only be found in cow pastures.
Oh, yeah.
For the psychedelics and stuff. And I was like, really? You want me? No, I don't want to go dig around in cow shit. Try to find blue mushrooms.
Do any of you guys know what a donkey basketball game is?
Please inform me.
Explain.
Okay. So a donkey basketball game, it depends on the variation. The short and narrow of it is what it sounds like, right?
It doesn't, I mean, it sounds, I can't put anything in my head. What
It's a rodeo thing. Yeah, exactly. You get donkeys and you attempt to ride them and shoot baskets off of them.
Okay.
Now the variation is what clothing you're wearing during the event. Some donkey basketball games are boxers only. Some are overalls only. Some are, I mean,
just boots.
You get as crazy as you want. Tidy whities and boots. I mean, like, but it's a fundraiser thing. So like, so many people will come in and say, hey, we'll do this if you'll pay X amount of money to watch it. Like it's a thing.
That's voyeurism at its best.
Yes. And it's a spectacle for sure.
You win the redneck off.
Thanks. As if it was even a competition.
Right. No, I didn't realize it was. But, so how is this starting for you guys? I know you said you had a rough start to it, Aaron, but it wasn't
a rough start. The first draw was not pleasant. But now it's fine. And in all honesty, I feel like it's lost a lot of flavor.
It's not a lot of anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I was going too. Yeah.
It's just smoke, but it's not bad, but it's also not like overwhelmingly pleasant because it's just
spicy.
It's just there. I'm not even getting spice.
I get a little bit of spice out of it. I'm also getting just a plain old tobacco.
Yeah.
Flavor.
I mean,
not to quote Langenfeld over here, but it is tobacco with underpinnings of tobacco.
But like the retro, it kind of reminds me of the what was that one I think you and I like, the Florida Sungrown.
The Rocky Patel Edge overruns.
God no. That Florida Sungrown, it has that little bit of funkiness to it. It's now coming up, but
this isn't near as funky as that FSG.
No, it's just it's very subtle, but it's like it's not a lot of anything else, but it's not bad. It's just sometimes a cigar is a cigar, and this is what it's falling into.
He whips out Sigmund Freud.
Yeah,
the first third that seems early.
Yeah. Also, I really appreciate you saluting me on a audio podcast over there, Mark.
After he just
wow.
I'll put it in the line notes. At this part, right. Mark saluted.
I'm
Josh.
listening right now to Tiny Habits.
Yeah.
Which is almost completely diagram and example led, and I'm realizing I love audiobooks, but it's really hard. Nigel and I were talking about
Do you need the
last
visuals
night.
for that one?
Well, he says, refer to this chart, and you're going, I'm fucking driving.
That was a bad time to take a drink. Aaron almost squacked all over the floor.
That's funny.
So,
all right, that's what I'm getting. So what are y'all getting?
I'm going to let Kevin go next.
Well, first, I have to mention, this little stick is 2B as hell. It's almost like you could file your nails with it.
Man, mine is smooth.
Yeah, fix to say mine's like not that at
it
all.
is-
Are we smoking the same stick, Kev?
It is absolutely smooth.
Mine's like leather.
Yeah.
Mine's smooth as, not smooth. Mine's like 2B as hell.
Yours is like
you can see the-
rib for her pleasure, and ours is just like a plain.
Yeah, I'm getting a little, just similar to what you guys explained, but very like a subtle flavor of chocolate. It's dark. Like I could feel the nicotine in the back of my throat. And I'm getting a lot of spice from retro.
Damn it.
Small windows. I had to work in small windows.
Aaron, he just broke me, man. I did not see that coming. Normally I can see it coming, but I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I get like what you're talking about chocolate wise.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit of that.
Like an aftertaste. Very subtle.
Like a bittersweet, like where it coats your tongue kind of. Yeah, I get that.
Mark is like chiefing on that dude over there. He's like halfway done.
Look, I'm not nearly as far as Aaron is. Aaron's
No,
almost
dude, you're
there.
further than he is.
We're about the same.
Q measuring contest.
We're about the same.
I just missed Mr. Miyagi a mosquito. Oh my god.
But
You okay?
Oh yeah, it's just my hand.
Okay.
Did you got bit by a mosquito, Kev?
No, I just grabbed it with 2 fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, Mr.
That's-
Miyagi.
Would have been cleaner with chopsticks, but kind of laughing back here.
Oh, so talking about bugs. So I was talking to Caleb and, asked him how, summer is going, or I guess spring is going up there in Minnesota and everything, because they were talking about how the mosquitoes are like the size of vultures and they're just huge. And he was saying that the good thing about him being down here when he was down here was he missed the mayfly stuff. And I never heard of a mayfly before. So I was like, what is that? So he then told me just how crazy that is. And you're shaking your head like, yeah. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like those, like I've never seen swarms of them that are around for like, he said 2 days and then they're just all gone. But like, they're just, hundreds of millions just cover everything. It was
It's just like a plague.
oh, that's what it looked like. It looked so creepy and eerie. And is it just like, does it happen here?
It can happen here. It depends on the weather. So my father-in-law is an entomologist. For those of you who have a GED like I do, that means he studies bugs.
Studies bugs.
And he has expounded on the mayfly.
Really?
And it's like seasonal and cyclical and environmental. So depending on how the weather will be that year, depends on kind of whether we get them or not. Some areas of the country get them every year, no matter what, because the climate's always right for it.
Yeah.
Arkansas has it. I've seen it probably about once every 3 to 5 years. But when they swarm, you will pull up to like gas pumps and not be able to see the gas pump.
That's what these pictures are like.
Yeah.
I mean, just cars covered in. I guess the way to describe it, if you've never seen it, look it up. But it looks like if a mosquito mated with a dragonfly. Like that's what it kind of looks.
They're big ass bugs.
Yeah, they're huge, but
But they won't hurt you.
it doesn't matter. Bug's a bug. I don't like bugs.
So it's called mayflies?
Yeah, they're called mayflies.
So so just like look up mayfly.
Oh.
Swarm.
Swarm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mayfly swarm.
I mean,
yeah.
just, it's
Dude,
so
it's
bad.
it's wild. Did you see that? Did you see that coverage of Angelina Jolie with the bees?
Yes, I saw that.
That was fucking weird.
Could you do a bee suit? Are you allergic to bees?
I'm not allergic to
Okay.
bees.
So could you do a bee suit?
I have been stung by bees more times than I care to mention because my father-in-law is a beekeeper and my grandfather is a beekeeper. So I've had it all my life. No matter where I went, I had to marry into it. Freaking moron. But no offense to beekeepers or anything. It's cool, but I don't like getting stung by them. It still hurts. I am not. No.
I'm not allergic to them, but just insects in general I freak out. But I've been stung a few times.
Yeah.
But my dad wanted to be a beekeeper when he retired, and I was like, I don't know if your neighborhood will allow beekeeping.
The thing about bees is there's two types of honeybees. There's Italian and Russian honeybees. They're the two big
Do the
varieties.
bees fly around like this?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Russian honeybees are more aggressive for whatever reason.
Physical humor.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're gonna call this show Liner Notes.
Exactly. But the problem with them is either or, Russians especially, if you kill one or squash one, all of them attack you.
like killer bees.
They're not killer bees, no, but if you piss them off, like if you hurt one bee, they'll just freak.
Really?
And so if you accidentally squish one of those dudes and you're trying to bee suit it up, like you're screwed. My grandfather got stung like 200 and something times in the head and face a few years ago. And he's 90.
Fuck that.
And yeah, it was not cool. But
Like I'm all for like save,
Which one is those?
save
The
bee.
Russians?
he has Russian honeybees, yes.
And so the Russians are the ones that one goes down, they all.
Yeah, well, it's weird. They're temperamental. Like one of his hives is chill as hell, and the other hive, like if you look in their general direction, they'll come sting you. It's weird.
Does the honey taste like vodka?
If only. He has made mead before, which is pretty legit.
No, like
Mead
honey,
is
honey,
awesome.
honey mead
Yeah.
is not bad.
Well, I mean, mead is made from honey. That's the definition.
Well,
of
I'm
mead.
saying like there's one that I've had. It's like blood oath or something like that.
Yeah.
Or blood something like
Blood oath, yeah.
I wasn't a fan of, but there was another one.
Yeah.
That was
I
tried. That
love
was really
good traditional mead. I'm a big fan.
Something that I'll show you guys too. My father-in-law has this infused honey thing that they do, and he has a bourbon infused honey that's legit.
Nice.
So I'm all about that.
I'm pro honey. I like honey.
You're pro honey.
I'm pro honey.
Gotta save the bees. Gotta save the bees.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
save
all
the
about
bees.
save the bees
Yeah.
because without bees, like they probably pollinate tobacco. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Do they have bees in Nicaragua?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I just don't know anything
I don't
about
think
it.
tobaccos have.
Well, I guess they don't have flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what like a cigar honey would be like?
Well, probably pretty dark, but most of bee pollination is centered around like almond fields and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was reading a story about a guy. This guy's honey turned a weird shade of red, and he didn't know why, because he was like, "Oh, the bees must have gotten like some sort of like rose patch or whatever like that." They ended up tracing it down. It got into this dude's like weed like plantation, so it like made like weed honey and everything.
hemp honey.
Yeah, and
Sweet.
Nice.
but it was in an area where you couldn't grow, so like the bees ratted him out, and
Wow.
Rat things.
Damn bees.
now he's in jail or whatever.
Huh.
But yeah,
Interesting.
so your father-in-law must be enjoying the cicada invasion of every 17 years.
I don't know. He's in South Mississippi, so I don't know if they have that problem down there or not.
I remember KC had them. I haven't heard them here, but I know like Old Home used to.
I've
have
heard them.
Oh, I mean, we've had them here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying like this year, I haven't heard any this year.
I haven't heard any this year.
No.
Trust me, you know.
Oh, it
If
sounds
you
like,
know,
it,
you know.
Oh, it sounds just like, like screaming, like little screams everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
But yeah, no, I don't know. He hadn't said anything about that. I saw him not long ago. But
All right. Entomology talk done.
yeah.
Okay. Should we move on to soccer talk? So
We're not going to talk about the U.S. Open too.
Couple things.
Fuck City.
Yeah, the French Open. A couple things that I saw on the cigar news to bring up our percentage is, first of all, our friends at Crux are now shipping the Short Salomon Epicure Maduro, which, for the record, I could not be more excited about.
Oh, well, so we have our Crux event this month.
I know. I
hopefully we have
Facebooked two people who should know if we're going to have that cigar, and I, as of yet, have not received a reply.
I feel like Sam would know.
I think that's June 18th.
That
right?
might be one of the two
Something
people.
like that, yeah.
The other person who I Facebooked was Doug. So I
feel like he should know too.
Those two should know. I said,
Because you know who does?
any chance we're going to have these?
Yeah, because you know who wouldn't know? I don't know. Brandon, you probably wouldn't know either.
Right. No, that's why I included the two people I thought should be in the loop. It looks amazing.
So we had a guy.
And I'm just thinking to myself, that cigar in that size.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that reminds me, I had a guy come in Sunday, first time ever in here. He wanted to get some LFDs. So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, they're all right here. He's like, oh, yeah, I like this. I want to get that. He's like, do you have the El Jaco? And I was like, dude, I haven't heard that in like 2 years. Like, I love that cigar. I wish we still had it, but we don't have it. But I instantly thought of you because you are.
That's my stick.
Like you and I. Like
the El Jaco Maduro,
yes.
baby.
Oh, it's.
The natural's good, but the Maduro. The Maduro is
arguably
so
the best
oily.
LFD.
Which is also a super short
It's up there.
Salomon.
Yeah. No, it's like what, a 4-inch maybe?
Yeah.
If
Maybe
that.
that. 3.5.
Yeah.
I think the short Salomon in the Crux is probably a little longer.
There is
probably.
one place that I can still find the Jaco Maduros. You boys at Cigar District in Northwest Arkansas.
Well,
Nice.
I need to go up there and see
Yeah.
them. So maybe on the way back from KC, I'll stop.
The
by.
last 2 or 3 times I've been through there, they've had them, and I've snagged 5 or 10 of them at a time. But yeah, that's it. But it's between that and the Colorado Oscuro.
Oh, that is a good one too.
Colorado Oscuro's just amazing.
It's just a phenomenal cigar, and it's like $7.
Oh, and the El Jaco is like 6.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's been 4 years since we sold them. So
Yeah.
That's a
And
banger, though.
The other piece of news that I saw today was the list of vendors who will not be at PCA.
it's vast.
It is vast. It's like Davidoff. It's General. It's Drew Estate. It's Ashton. It's a lot of the big hitters. Now,
Yeah.
I know this isn't all or mostly COVID related. I know most is the fallout from last year. If you remember from a year ago, it was a lot to do with the fallout over PCA and a lot of frustration.
And the money spent. And I mean, it's wounds, I guess, that maybe have not healed yet. And then tackle
COVID in there.
on top of that.
There were vendors who did not go to TPE though. Some pretty big name vendors.
I know Ashton didn't go. But we have
Sure,
somebody here
people
that
down.
say we had somebody that did go to TPE.
Yep.
So Kev, you went to TPE for your first time ever. So as a vendor, going as a vendor side, what was your experience?
Yeah, I'm still trying to like let everything marinate after like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks already. But it was really cool, really awesome. Although TPE is a little bit smaller than PCA, like you have the floor is huge. Now, out of the 5 days, I probably had a total of probably 12 hours of sleep in total.
Had you ever been to PCA? You ever been to PCA?
No, only seen it in pictures and videos.
So how much of the floor, where was it at?
So it was at the Las Vegas Convention Center.
So it's connected to the...
It's Venetian or something? Or?
Yeah, the Venetian.
It's more northeast of Venetian.
Right.
But pretty, like, you can see the
You
building
can
from
walk
there.
there. Yeah, you can walk there, or it connects to there. You have to walk through a bunch of hallways.
25-minute walk.
Yeah, which is what, right next door in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the cigar portion is probably like 30-40%. Everything else was like CBDs, pipes, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of people saying they were uncomfortable with some of that, which is to be somewhat expected, but that's the nature of TPE. It's everything.
Yeah, I mean, just last year was when they started kind of showcasing more premium cigar, and then this year they're trying to do it again. But yeah, I heard that the vape and everything went higher on for the than the premium tobacco.
Well, I mean, and I know that vape has come under a lot of fire, and that's not the point of this comment. Vape is still very popular.
Oh God, yeah.
And that is their main show.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I was reading an article yesterday, and it was saying that more teenagers are taking up cigarettes now because they don't have access to vapes anymore. And it's like, wow, that's kind of counter to what they were wanting.
Right. I've had doctors say that they would prefer people vape as compared to cigarettes, and I'm just my advice is both of those are bad.
So I can't help but like put my plug in there about this. I harbor no animosity to the vape, but there is a really funny British comedian whose name is escaping me right now. And he talks about people who vape. Mm-hmm. And he says two things about people who vape. And he's like, it smells too good to be cool. And he qualifies that statement by saying, James Dean would not have been as cool if he had ridden off, leaving a cloud of waffles and maple syrup behind. And I'm sitting there going, that's accurate. Yeah.
Yep, that's okay. Fair enough. Yes, that is true. Yeah, it is. It was interesting. I was interested to see how that would play out this year. It sounded like from the people I know who went, they had a really good experience. So yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, the majority of the show of the floor was, everything else but premium cigar, but cigar represents it. Like the first sight you see when you go through the main entrance onto the show floor is the Placencia booth, and they've done it beautifully. Huge, like they took over a good plot. They have signs hanging off the ceilings and stuff like that, and so right next to that was El Septimo, which is all very classy. Everyone's just like suit and ties almost.
Yeah.
And met a lot of people there. A lot of people I expected, and a lot of people unexpected, including retail stores that I've been in contact with, and they just kind of pop in. They're like, Kevin? Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know who you are, but you sound very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, for Brandon, I've never seen him face to face because he wasn't on the camera last time, but I saw that West End shirt he was wearing. I'm like, Brandon,
yeah.
I got to talk to you.
Yeah.
So that's how we kind of got connected.
Awesome.
Yeah. And there's a lot of brands, just a smaller brand, it kind of gave them a little bit more spotlight. So it's nice. It's more intimate from what I've gathered, speaking to people, like comparing with like PC or PCPR in the past.
So, Kev, after coming back from PCA, Brandon had a massive Humi bag of samples. Mm-hmm. And he was sitting there talking to me and Joe. He's doing his normal thing. Product, check it out.
Try it out.
Handing stuff to employees, smoke it, tell me what you think type of deal, because he's got a ton of cigars. And he's got a bunch of duplicates, too.
Yes.
Well, he pulled the Hangry Lancero out of the bag. Sets it on the table. He's talking to me and Joe. He's sliding cigars over and stuff like that. He's just giving us a couple of pieces. He's like, try these out. He gets up from the table and without noticing it, knocks the Hangry off onto the floor, already out of the cello. So it just explodes, right?
Oh, man.
He picks it up and he goes, oh, well, can't smoke that one, but I've got another one. No big deal. Sets it on the table. And I'm like, all right, cool. Picked it up, and I mean, the wrapper's just coming off this. I got a great picture of it. The wrapper's just coming off this thing. So I clipped it, lit it up. it's just falling to pieces. I smoked about a half inch of it and took a picture to send it to Kevin. Said, very disappointed.
I was like, what the hell?
No context whatsoever. Kev was like, oh my gosh, what happened? Did it just do that? And I was like, nah, well, Brandon spiking it on the floor didn't really help anything. But the inch of it I smoked was really nice. But that was about all I could get out of it.
Yeah, Brandon gave me one. I haven't smoked it yet. But he was like, do you want this? I'm like, yeah, I want that. But I got that one. I got a few other ones.
Yeah, you guys, Western are in the PRP program, so you guys will be carrying that.
Yeah, we'll be having it up in our Conway store for sure, and then whenever we get a little bit more room at our my main shop, we'll have them there as well.
Yep.
Well, when you have a little bit more room there, you gotta invade with Martinez first before the PRP.
I agree.
Thing.
I agree with that. But yeah, I've heard a lot of really positive things about that Hangry. I'm excited because the thing I learned about in St. Louis is when you're together and you're all, and I've learned this about PCA, and you're having a great time and you got a million people and you just, especially in that Vegas situation where a lot of those LCC people were just having the time of their lives, and it's just good friends and good drinks and all that stuff. It's not necessarily prime time to be thoroughly reviewing a cigar.
Right.
So I'm interested in, when I've seen people smoking the Hangry after they got back, because I know they got some in Vegas, so what do you think now that you're like smoking it in the wild?
Sure.
And I've been really getting solid reviews.
Well, especially after you've smoked so many cigars, as we can attest to from our Perdomo event last Friday.
Oh my God.
I think I smoked 6 Perdomos in the however many hours we were there. And by the end of it, as I started out with the 12-year double barrel aged vintage, Connecticut, love that cigar. It's probably my favorite Perdomo. I started with it on purpose because I wanted to taste it. After about the 3rd or 4th Perdomo, everything starts tasting the same.
Yeah.
To
you
the
should
point
have finished with the Intenso. I can recommend it wholeheartedly.
Okay.
Lies.
Well, I have never smoked a 70 ring gauge, and I don't plan on it.
No, you should. It's good.
I would say the one I was most pleased with was the 10-year sun-grown.
That is a phenomenal cigar.
That one was really good. But I was the same way. Like, by the time I was on number 7, I was like, I can't even taste what this is.
I got nothing.
And then when we finally got everybody cleared out of here, I tried to smoke a surrogate. I was like, I know this is a heavy hitter. Couldn't.
I lit up I think I said it's the Intenso, but it's not the
Gispert?
The Gispert Intenso,
the
Corona on my way home.
Oh my God, yeah. That's a firecracker.
I could not, nothing.
Yeah, and then that's how it is like at TPE and PCA. Like you just burn your palate up. Because you're just giving stuff, yeah.
I was smoking like I thought I was Steve Saka for a little bit. Like I averaged out 12 to 15 cigars a day.
Holy cow.
Like 10:30. Light my first cigar. Don't stop till like 2-3 a.m. in the morning.
Mark, what's your record?
Yeah.
It's probably somewhere around there, 12, 13.
Yeah.
I think mine's like
having like all the people, like it was close to like 40, 50 people.
So for a while, I was trying at PCA when people would hand me cigars and they'd say they want you to light it up now because that's the usual stick they want you to smoke right in front of them. So they can talk to you about it. And you just go, you realize my palate is like toast right now.
Yeah, and you're not going to get the full, because you're not going to be able to smoke a whole cigar in front of them. I mean, yeah.
Next booth wants you to put it
out.
Yeah,
because it's the same way.
Kev, are there just a bunch of ashtrays hanging around the place?
Oh, yeah.
So that's the funny part. They gave us cigarette ashtrays. And they were being very scarce with it, like one booth one ashtray per booth or something, like as if they were running out.
So you didn't bring any of the like tractor tire Martinez ashtrays with you that weigh like 80 pounds?
Well, weighing 80 pounds is the problem.
Yeah, get that in your bag. I'm sure that won't be overweight.
Yeah. Oh, like the
Yeah.
was it Talking Shop or Shop Talking ashtrays?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
The ones
yeah.
that you could brain an elephant
Oh
with.
my, yeah.
Or Aaron.
Or Aaron.
Same thing.
No, what I was saying, like have you ever been to like one of those wine conventions where they have like the lanyard where you can put your glass and everything?
Yeah, uh-huh.
That's what you need. Just like put one of those those single stinkies in. Just have your own little ashtray. You just dab.
I have the
Did he
stinky
just
travel
ask-
cup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just
Did
carry
he
that
just
around.
ask
lanyard.
you if you've ever been to a wine convention where you had a thing to carry your wine glass
I've
around?
not been to a wine convention. I've been to a few tastings,
See,
though.
this is when I need the hotkey. Where it's
Right. Anything you wish to say at this point, Mo? Have you ever been to a wine convention?
Is that such a is a wine convention
well,
even
like
a thing?
like a wine seminar or something like that. This is
A
when
wine
they're trying.
tasting.
This is when they're trying to get you to say I'm expensive.
Something expensive as fuck.
My husband is expensive, but no, I have.
You've been to a wine convention.
Well, it's not, I don't know if it's a convention. I mean, it is. Yeah.
I don't know if the ash will do well. Like you guys, you start smelling the ashes. I don't know how you're
that
gonna
would be
feel about that.
disgusting. Kevin's
Yeah.
got a point there.
Yeah, but you
Yes,
get the one
cigar
like
butts.
What if you just had like a person follow you around who you ashed on them?
Now that is
Yeah.
bougie right there.
I just
Ash on the person, just like on their shoe.
Right. No, or their shirt or whatever. Aaron,
Pull
how is
shirt
the,
out,
would you
ash
do?
this down shirt.
what would you do, Aaron?
honestly, I mean, just ash on the floor. That's probably what you.
Okay.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
But like, what was the? I've never been. So what was the ventilation like? Was it okay, or was it just
The
like
ceiling
Was it
is
just
like
gray?
80 feet tall.
No, it was actually really good. Yeah, the ceiling is stupid high.
It's a
But-
conference hall.
Okay.
So the ceiling is like 80 feet tall.
So it just all hovers up there.
Yeah, no, I mean, right.
Correct.
And they like, and it's Vegas and it's 1 billion degrees, but they
So-
ventilate it out really well.
Yeah, ventilation is great. AC, they had it full blast, so it kind of like that's another thing. Like you don't want to smoke the cigar there. You want to bring it back and acclimate it a little bit because we had a few cigars
It's dry.
exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
It
heard
happens.
I heard there were masked dominatrixes at the event.
Oh yeah, with the paddle and the whips. Oh, definitely.
With the paddle and the whips.
Sign me up.
I mean,
my god,
Yeah. No, but there's
that
also
was a
mass
visual
Nazis,
I
too.
did not need.
but
It's by female, not
they
the
were
female
all.
war.
I mean, Vegas has they always have these really attractive women who work these events, and it's a gig that these women, I
Yeah.
believe, make a lot of money doing.
Oh
this.
God, yeah, probably.
And they were dressed up in all leather catsuit type things, and they
Yep.
seriously they were
With a
dressed
whip?
up with whips and paddles. And if you weren't wearing your mask properly, they
With you.
For
they
the
would-
cigar event.
yes.
Well, because it's still like casino rules. You got to go through the casino to get to the.
But the funny
thing.
part is when those guys were out there is when the CDC announced if you were vaccinated, you didn't have to wear a mask anymore. And
And,
my
and
understanding,
magically, they're all vaccinated.
the casinos changed the rules right then.
Oh yeah,
That was
because
like the last day.
that's just money for them bringing in.
Mm-hmm. Or as a matter of fact, the last day, while we were like packing up and whatnot, got back to the hotel, we saw that the table games used to have plexiglass
Took the
separating
plexiglass
everyone.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took that off.
Yeah.
So
So what was most surprising about TPE for you? What surprised you the most about the TPE event?
well, the people, the cigar celebrities that you only see on Instagram and whatnot, all of them are so like down to earth. Like just you could have a legit conversation with everyone. They're not. None of them are like walking around like on high horses or anything. So it's great to see that they're human too. And one other thing that surprised me was I don't know why he was there, but Roman, he's an artist from that drew Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
He has his own little booth there, just kind of chilling and drawing art. Apparently, he's a cigar smoker too, so we traded a little bit. He drove me something. I gave him some cigars. It was a good time.
Really? Okay. That's somebody I want to get on the show then, because I love Rick and Morty. So, I saw that you went by his booth. So was he doing like caricatures, or was he just drawing like Rick and Morty characters for people?
So I don't think he's talking about logistics, you know. So he's free drawing like Rick and Morty characters, but not specific to anything. He drew me Evil Morty for my best friend.
Okay.
Nice.
But he also had like other artwork that you could purchase or whatnot.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the most high-end cigar celebrity that you saw other than Chris from LCC?
Oh. Let's see. Jonathan from J London. There's Vlada from Castagli. Of course, you got the Cuevas family, Luis Cuevas and his son Alex. I saw Rafael Nodal from Aging Room. We kind of caught up, and there's so many people there. Even though the majority of like the big guns like Davidoff, Drew Estate, they all pulled out.
Was Fuente there? Fuente wasn't there.
Fuente wasn't. Oh, Rocky was there.
Did you meet Rocky? Have you ever met Rocky before?
I met him like briefly at an event over here. Oh, not yet. Event in the city, but their booth had like a virtual golf simulator. They're having a contest or something, so it was crowded the whole time. And I was working the majority of the show, so I didn't even get a chance to walk the floor.
So what did you? What was the like? Was there a good footprint of like boutiques out there? There's probably more boutiques than there are bigger companies out there, right?
Correct. Yeah. So other than us, I saw, let's see, like Big Sky was out there.
Okay.
Blackbirds, Carolina Blues, Sinestro, and there's quite a few actually kind of just eluded me. Dapper Cigar.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
So what did you what did you have that like piqued your interest and you can't wait to see like on the shop floor or shop wall soon?
So there's a Unbanded project by Castagli that I'm not supposed to talk about. That was freaking good. All I can say is freaking good.
How many MDAs did you sign?
I have to wear it around my neck. Jay London's coming out with a LCC exclusive.
Okay.
That you will, I think Brandon has.
Brandon was smoking it the other day. Yeah, I saw it. It's nice.
Yeah, that was really nice.
But kind of like a Lonsdale size, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, the LCC exclusive one comes in a pyramid size. Like they rolled it like a traditional Cuban pyramid, so it actually looked like it. It's really nice.
Cool.
But yeah, for the most part though, I was just at our booth. Even though it wasn't like crowded, it was never a moment where I'm not speaking to anyone.
So I know you guys are working with LCC on the Hangry, and we're all excited about that. But you guys also released a new cigar, the Patrimonio.
Yeah, there you go.
And I've heard fantastic things about that. So talk to me about what that is, and when are we expected to see that?
All right. So a little quick background history. It came from when Jesus found an old diary of his late father in his mom's place. And in the diary, there was a handwritten recipe that it was never used, never seen a day of life. So he tried it out. He followed the recipe to the T, and basically he said it kind of kicked you in the face every puff. So he tweaked it a little bit and made two different versions out of it. So he had the San Andreas version with San Andreas wrapper, a Nicaragua binder, and a Nicaraguan and Dominican Cubanito filler. And then there's also a Brazilian Arapiraca version. So the San Andreas version is sweeter, chocolatey, rich, creamy, with an undertone of spice. While the Arapiraca kind of split things around, you get more spice and mineral, while the sweet and creaminess is towards the back end.
Okay.
Got a lot of good feedback from it. And
yeah, I mean, I've heard great things about the Patrimonio. I know I heard a lot of positive reviews from people who smoked it. When will we? Is it available on the website already?
Not yet. So they're still doing sort of like last minute, like getting everything together and whatnot. So I'll expect the next 2 to 3 weeks, towards the end of the month, to be on the safe side.
Okay.
You'll start seeing things shipping out.
So we're going to have, because I've talked to Dave, so we're going to have Dave on, and we're gonna roll that. We're going to do a special on that. We want to get Johnny some of those cigars because he won our event. So that's going to be the cigar that he gets, because that was the cigar rolled out at the show. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna have Dave on and Kev Yu and whoever else from Martinez wants to come on and talk about that cigar. We're excited about that. I'd also like to, because it's not the only Patrimonio cigar out.
That's correct.
You guys had to have a knife fight about this. I found that very interesting.
So it's craziest thing, patrimonio or patrimonio in Spanish. It's a very common word, but for some reason, for the past 10 years, nobody ever thought of using it.
Yep.
And this year, us and Casa Cueva came out at the same time, and with the same intent. Both of them are paying homage to their father, basically, or Luis Cueva Sr. in their case. And
sure.
I smoked it. It's a really good cigar.
Casa Cuevas does a really nice job.
Correct. Yeah. So
we like Casa Cuevas.
Mm-hmm.
I like the spice on it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything else, but I like the spice on it, and the band is very classy, like clean, classy looking.
Yeah. It's exciting. I haven't heard a ton of new cigars coming out of TP. I wonder if people are waiting for PCA. Probably. I was personally excited. I mean, you guys announced 2 new cigars, which I'm excited about. So,
what's that translate to? Since 2 people used it, evidently has a, like you said, it's a common common terminology, right? But not in cigar world.
Well, let's just say they were a gentleman, and we basically. Just like how the cigar community is, everyone's like it's all about family and like good energy, really. So we worked it out, and we don't have no problem with them, and vice versa. They're like, yeah, let's. As a matter of fact, we're planning on doing like a joint release, like a little joint something together, but it was just really busy, so we didn't get a chance to do that.
So one of the things with TPE is it gets you a chance to see new like brick and mortar owners and stuff like that. Did Martinez do some good like around the country, like new people finally hearing you for the first time or trying out the product and stuff like that? So you got a lot of new eyes on product? Definitely.
Well, one thing that I heard from David and Jesus was the first one they went to, which was last year, they were just kind of grabbing people over, hey, have you ever heard from Martinez or not? Mm-hmm. This year, there are actual people like kind of walking up to us saying, "Oh, I heard about you guys," or "I tried one of the stick and whatnot." So we're definitely getting our names out there in a really positive way. As a matter of fact, Mike G, he loves that Patrimonio in San Andreas.
Good. Yeah. I saw you got a picture with him. So
Mike G.
Was he? Did he have a booth, or was he just going as a consumer?
He was going as a consumer, I think also kind of shopping around for his own shop that should be dropping soon. Okay, he's waiting on the state basically giving the green light. So I'm excited for that, and he has a lot of plans. So I really want to make my trip out to LA.
Yeah, he popped on the Herf with Ben one night, and I might have laid into Ben a little strong.
Yeah, no, I mean we love his product. We love what he's doing, and like we said, his cigar is phenomenal too. So it's a good one.
Mike G makes my Monday every Monday.
Yeah,
Mike G is the best.
Me Monday.
His cigar is amazing too.
See, and what also too is he does the Taco Tuesday where you ask him literally anything and he'll answer you. And I mean, he knows how to work the crowd.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's an actor, so I mean, of course, he knows how.
He's a funny guy too. He's
Yeah.
he's got a great sense of timing and just a situational awareness and everything. He's just Mike G's the guy, and Nick G as Mike G is very much the guy.
Does he do a Mike G impersonation?
No, I'm talking. I called Mike G Nick for a couple months
for like a whole episode, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, Mike G is the guy, and so when he popped on with Ben, I just said, Ben, I'm still flabbergasted as how you don't have this guy's cigars on your site.
Yeah, no, it's
he may just not be able to make enough, but.
Well, he's on the Discord. I mean, he's a really loyal LCC member. And he just got on the Discord. We forced him to.
Yeah. Mike G is the man. I mean, he's just to me. When you talk about the good people that are in the cigar business, and there are a ton. Mike G to me is one of the examples of just good people, funny as hell. And
I mean,
just
his stuff
nice
is
guy.
the grassroots that we like.
Yeah, and his cigar is still. I mean, it's
one of the sweetest logos out there.
Oh, and the Connecticut, and I mean, just the dirty Connecticut that I just, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest Connecticut fan, but I love his.
It's a great stick.
It's one of the three that I'll smoke definitely anytime.
So a little blocking and tackling on the air. Are we going to go off the air so that we can talk about ratings, or do we want to
just blow through it?
Okay, so we'll start with construction. I've had zero issues with construction on this. So I'm going to go with a 4 for construction. It hasn't burned great, but it's burned nice. I mean, it's been good. I'd say a solid 4 in construction. It's gotten a little soft about halfway through to the end, a lot like softbox presses do, and I don't like that, but it's burned fine.
Okay.
So, Josh, I know you had a crack.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little harsh on construction. Because y'all know that's my thing. I had, and Mark can see it. Aaron, you really can't.
I saw you pointing to him earlier.
Yeah. So my wrapper is like straight separating, pretty big lateral crack going almost the whole way around, and then a vertical crack going, I don't know, maybe 1.5 inches up or so. Mine also really squishy, even from the initial light, really soft and not really tightly packed. That kind of resulted in some tunneling for me too, because if it's not packed tightly, your result is going to be tunneling because it's just not full. So it's getting like a 2.5 from me on construction. So the draw was not terrible, but pretty rough smoking it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kev, what's your construction?
I have, like you, my construction was for this cigar has been burning great, straight line. It did get a little squishy towards the end. I'm at the final third right now, but I'm giving it 4 or 5.
Okay. I'm going straight 4 on mine as well. I mean, it's been fine. Draw's been fine. I had a slight touch up, but hasn't had any cracks. The squishiness, yeah, I'm starting to get that, but I'm 2 inches left. Construction wise, I really have no issues with it. The ash fell off a couple times, so it's not a hard ash. It's a very flaky ash. So that's really, honestly, my one complaint is that I'm wearing it more than it's actually in the ashtray.
Yeah.
But construction-wise, mine's been fine.
So I got the bad peach this time.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. I mean,
turn.
The streak has broken, Mark.
I don't know if I like soft box presses. I like hard box presses. Like, if you're going to be a box press, be a fucking box press.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's been fine construction wise. I really have no issues.
So taste, I'm struggling a little bit. To be honest with you, I haven't really, the taste on this is really very, very average for me. Yeah. I don't get a lot of flavor out of this. And it's really average. And I didn't get spice hardly at all. Got a little funky, but not much. And I'm debating between a 2.5 and a 3 on this, because this is not a flavor that I would go back to.
Do you want to split the difference, 2.75?
I'm going to go 2.8.
Okay.
I'm going to go, I mean, it was really, I hate to use this word when it comes to a cigar, but I'm going to use it, bland.
Yeah.
I didn't get a whole lot of anything out of it. The initial was kind of stanky, which I like some stank. I kind of wish that had carried through. Really didn't. I didn't get any of like the coffee notes that Kev is getting, and normally I can pick up on that pretty well. I got a little bit of spice in there at some points, but not just a ton. And by this point, it's not really got much flavor at all. So, I'm gonna say 2.5 again.
Okay.
So it's very similar to what you guys say. I think I got the jewel out of the pack. I got a little bit of taste between chocolate note and now like a little leathery, but it's very muted, and not much going on. So I'm gonna give it a 3.
So this was a cigar that construction wise, most of us liked, but flavor wise, it was just kind of meh, because I'm the same way. The first draw, did not like it at all. It was like, ooh, it's rough. Second draw, I really enjoyed it. In the first inch or so was very good. But then after that, like you were saying, Josh, it just kind of went away, and it just
fell off.
It just wasn't much of anything. Like, it wasn't bad.
Yep.
It just wasn't.
Well, you said it early on. It's just smoke.
Yeah. It's like sometimes when you have a cigar that is forgettable, that's almost as bad as something that is just bad.
Yep.
Because, what's the price? Kevin, you got the thing. What's the price point on these?
It's not bad, actually.
MSRP is 11.
11?
Yeah.
See, I mean, that for $11, I know there's a ton of cigars that for $11 that are a lot better.
I was thinking you were going to say like 7 or 8,
If you
honestly.
throw in an extra $1, you know what you could smoke?
What?
A Crook of the Crown.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean,
Damn.
He
went there.
If
folks.
this was $8, this would not be bad.
No, it's a decent cigar. It's just not.
It's like I was saying, forgettable. It's not bad. It's just average of 6.51. That's middle of the road because it feels like it's a middle of the road taste.
Yeah.
I like Matt Booth cigars. I love Room 101. My favorite cigar is the Giant Tobacco Nut. Yeah. I love the Farce Maduro. The Big Payback Robusto Maduro is an awesome.
That's a great cigar.
$7
$7 to
Maduro.
$8, yeah.
I would take that any day over this. Now, this is also a limited release. Yep. It's a one-off probably. Try it because it is the first inch, but the first third is good in quotes, but then after that it just becomes mundane and just it is. It's a cigar. It's not one where you're put out. But it's one where you're kind of thinking, okay, what am I smoking next? Because you've already done that. You're already on another cigar. And you were probably, while you're smoking this, you're probably thinking, what am I going to smoke next?
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. So I'm smoking, I went ahead and lit up the Plasencia Alma del Fuego, which I know is not a cigar that you particularly care for, Aaron. But, man, the flavor contrast.
So I know the flavor out of that is a loads more than this.
The flavor contrast between the two is just so stark. And obviously this is a $15 cigar. So be that as it may, but I could have just as easily gone in there and picked up a 11th anniversary Room 101, a Doomsayer, passive or aggressive, a Big Payback. Yeah, exactly. Any of the farces.
Yeah.
And would have gotten significantly more flavor out of all of that stuff.
His core line stuff is really, it's solid.
I wish he was a little more consistent in pushing out his core line stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I'm more not upset about, because that's such a harsh word, but the one that I really liked was his collaboration with Fernandez and Caldwell.
Oh yeah,
The T. But that one he sold to just an online publication.
Yeah.
So we're not going to fucking have it. I'm not going to get it from CI.
Sure.
So that one was my favorite. But
I'm a Room 101 guy.
Yeah.
I've got the Room 101 pocket knife.
yeah,
I freaking love this thing. I am a Booth fan, but this one just didn't hit it for me.
yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's just I would much rather have one of his other ones that are maybe even a little bit more expensive too, because I think the Farce is probably $12.50 or so, and except for the big payback. I mean, because I know that's $8 or less. I'll take that any day.
That is a stellar Maduro.
Oh God, yeah.
So what else was in the box, Kev?
So after smoking this, I think this might be the weakest Swank out of the 5. But we also have, for the May Platinum, we have the Illusione one-off, the Pyramid.
Ooh, I'm fired up for that. I have not smoked anything out of this month. That one I'm going to go and smoke tomorrow night.
I've smoked everything out of this month.
Okay.
Of course you did.
Of course you did.
Right.
We have a El Septimo Alexandra Coco. That MSRP is $26.
Mm-hmm.
The Sencillo Platinum Pyramid, and then we have the Martinez Passion in a pyramid size.
Well, I know what my favorite is already because I've smoked the Passion.
I was going to say, out of all of them,
Bang.
normally my thing, but out of all of them, and I would say this whether you're on here or not, Kev, the Passion took this month.
Passion is a banger. That's just a. That's,
It took this month by a landslide, and the other ones weren't terrible cigars by any means, but
yeah.
that Passion, that set the bar for this month.
That's the Spice Bomb one, isn't it? Yeah.
That's the one that you and I think, smoked on the announcement one.
And when we were off the air, we're like, "Holy shit!
Why
this
didn't we
thing
save
is
this
spicy."
Is
where
that
we
the,
could function, where we could spend some time with it?
Kev,
Yeah.
what's the wrapper on the Passion?
So for the Passion, I'm going to just give you the full detail here. I do know there's a Honduran tobacco in there, but give me 1 second.
The 45 is the San Andres Maduro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So for the Passion, they have a Nicaragua wrapper, a Sumatra binder, and a Nicaragua and Honduras filler.
It is.
I think that Sumatra that attributes to the spice a lot.
I really like the spice in the Passion a lot, because it was not just that it was spicy; it was just such a pleasant spice.
Yeah.
It was so good that we
It
enjoyed.
doesn't blow out your palate.
Right. The thing we both commented on during when we were doing it, because we were in a moment where we couldn't focus on the cigar, and we were just like, I really wish I had smoked this at another time, so that because we were smoking a Martinez on purpose, where I could focus on the cigar.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those where you go, wow, this is like great. Why am I smoking this when I can't pay attention?
Because I think that was that our first Martinez that we had?
It was the second that I had smoked.
So yeah, I guess we did have the 45 first, and then
I think it was the flat iron.
We smoked a flat iron on air.
yeah. Well, I'm saying like this is even before then.
Like,
this
this
was
is-
a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was early on.
Yeah.
But
Good box
have you
again.
ever had a one-off before by Illusion? So
It was good. It was number 2 for
the
sure.
the one that I have, man, the patina on the cello.
Mine
looks-
was, it's dark.
Oh my god, it looks nice.
Yeah.
I've had a few one-offs before. I got one in Oakland last year because I've always heard such good things about it, and I saw it at this little shop we went to. I got it, really liked it.
Yeah.
Frank sent me a few, tried them then, and every single one of them I've enjoyed. I love the Illusione. I mean, the Gigantes is, for somebody who likes funk, they do the funk right.
Illusione doesn't make a bad cigar. The 888 Maduro is my go-to.
The 888 is good.
I really like that cigar.
Yeah.
I mean, everything they do is solid.
Yeah, this one is another good solid box. I was glad to have this one because, like you were saying, I'm pro Matt Booth.
Yeah.
Love his stuff.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, it's okay. It's good. It's just not. There's his there's so many more from his that are just, I believe,
But this is why
better.
I subscribe, is because there were 3 or 4 cigars in here that I hadn't smoked. What do you show me, Kev?
My next pick,
The Foundation.
Fable.
Foundation Fable.
Mm-hmm.
Which now they have at Conway.
Yes.
We don't have the Fable.
We don't have the Fable. But
We have
The David and Goliath.
But I think, well,
just the David.
This is not by Foundation, by the way.
I'll say we did. We don't have any more. Everything's sold out.
Yeah. So that is going to be my, because I think I'm up next for the co-host pick. That's going to be my pick. I got a dozen broadleaf Lancero Tabernacles.
Nice.
And that is going to be my pick for the next co-host review.
Man, as a Lancero hoe,
Yeah.
that might be the best Lancero.
It's my favorite
I've ever
Lancero.
had.
It
The
stands
Cuban
up.
seed or no?
No, just the broadleaf. The Cuban
Okay.
seed is good too, but the broadleaf is the one, man.
The black label.
I got a dozen Robustos and a dozen Lanceros of the broadleaf, and I like the Havana seed. It's really good, but that broadleaf is just a spectacular. And for the longest time, that Herrera Esteli limited edition Connecticut broadleaf Lancero from Drew Estate was my top Lancero. The Tabernacle's taken it.
Yeah, that's. I smoked a black label this afternoon when I got home. Really like that one, but Lancero wise, it's you either hit it or it's a miss, and every one I've had from Foundation has been
Good.
an absolute hit.
Well, I'll qualify, some of what I'm sure we'll talk about on that review, because that's not one where I can go, I haven't smoked this before. I've smoked a ton of those and I love it, but you do have to keep it lit.
Yeah.
It's a Lancero because it's got that broadleaf wrapper. It's a cooler burning Lancero. It's not a hot burn. It's not a loose draw. It's a solid, it's a firmer draw.
Yep.
You have got to keep that sucker lit.
Yeah.
Me and Joe were smoking them the day they came in, and we probably relit it half dozen times. But it's one that you can relight.
But it's worth it.
It doesn't get ashy. It doesn't crap out on you. It relights really well.
Nice.
Does Foundation make the prettiest boxes art wise out there? Like
It's up there.
every decal that they put on their box, like I would love to have a print of that and actually hang on the wall. Like the Menelik is really nice.
Menelik's cool. Have you smoked that?
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Really good.
Really, really good. The Wise Man,
Really cool.
those are really cool. The David and the Goliath, I mean, those are whoever
That box
designs
is
those,
beautiful.
yeah, works of art. Really, really good.
They sold in a week
Oh God, yeah.
because they got those. I was driving back from Kansas City, and they got those on Wednesday when I was coming home, and I stopped and got mine the day they got delivered. And today's Tuesday.
Yeah, and I was talking to B on Friday. He said they're pretty much all gone. So
Yeah.
2 days.
They did not last long. I think we sold 3 boxes the first day they were there, like almost straight off the truck.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that will be
But yeah, glad that we got that. But that was also one of the pickups that Brandon got from TPE.
TPE. Yeah.
So I know he came home with a bunch of other cool stuff, and we're just now starting to get the shipments of the product in and everything. But hopefully we'll see what PCA has to hold. I know we'll have B on after PCA, so we can talk about that one. We still have more things to say on PCA than TPE, and that's just right around the corner. That's
July.
By the time this comes out, it'll be 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
I mean, not too terribly long. Is Martinez going back to PCA?
So we're not gonna have a booth there, but I think Jesus and Dave is gonna go there just to walk the floor.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so with you taking your role now, have you been traveling more?
I just did one quick travel to Miami, visit a couple of shops down there. Good prospect. It's in the work, but my day job is keeping me busy right now. So eventually, I'm looking forward to all the traveling.
Yep. Good for you.
When's Arkansas on the map?
When's the invite?
You know, it's an open invite.
Dude,
you can come whenever.
reps just show up. What are you talking about?
No,
don't know when they're coming.
I just want Aaron to invite me to his backyard.
Yeah, like because he's not invited the rest of us. So
I've invited Mark.
okay, so there it is. There's a favorite co-host.
All right. Well, so I guess this cigar is done. It's
Yeah.
it's good. Try it out. That's the main thing.
Smoke it.
Yeah, smoke it. I mean, people are going to love it. People are going to hate it. But ours is neither. It's just, yeah. Like I said, cigar is a cigar sometimes.
Yep, sometimes.
So, all right. Well, we will see everybody, I don't know when. Next week? Maybe?
Yep, we'll definitely record a show. I guess the question will be when you're back in town.
I'm not sure when this one's coming out. Time-wise, this one's in a time loop. So I don't know when this one actually will come out.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably be editing this one while I'm up in KC or something. Yeah. But yeah, I'm on vacation next week and I cannot wait.
Yep.
So,
enjoy.
All right. Well, we will see everybody next week.
Be the good.
Stay sharp.
Take care.
Later.